the best rental, right? Obviously, number one is always cash flow. You want to have good cash flow, and I think you want to be in a good location. But also something to keep in mind that I think is very important, mostly later down the road, is how easily you can actually sell that house, right? So I use the same rules. Just ease up on 1 second. I use the same thing for kind of flipping houses, right? My rules and regulations of operation, right? And I think that's important for rentals too, right? So what I mean is like what kind of house it is, right? So I never want to buy a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, right? And that's because they're usually smaller houses, and when you're selling it, you don't have that many people that would be interested in it, right? So I guess mine are, this goes for flipping and for rentals, right? I want to have a 3-bed, 1-bath, at least 1,000 square feet, right? Because if it's under that, it's just, all the bedrooms are ridiculously tiny, right? I want it to be not on a main road. Ask me why I know. I want it to have a basement. I want it to have a garage, right? And ideally brick. So I think that's important in a rental too, even if you're maybe sacrificing that cash flow. I guess it depends. There's so many factors that go into it that it really depends, but I always try to kind of stick to those rules because every single time that I haven't, I learn why I have those rules, right? So every time I buy a house without a basement and then I go to sell it, I'm like, oh, that's why we don't buy houses without a basement, right? So those are just some of the things that I think are super important, even if you're looking at rentals, right? I know you want the highest cash flow and the best return, but if you buy that 3-bedroom, 1-bath house in a nicer neighborhood, right? Not like super ghetto and not super high, just like in the middle, right? That house might always make sense as a rental, right? Like, let's say in like Roseville, right? And if you're not from Michigan, I don't know how to explain it. Look up Roseville on the map and look at the houses. But that 3-bed, 1-bath house is always going to make sense as a rental, and it's usually always going to fit that like 1% rule, really close to it. And what that means is like if you buy the house for 100, you can probably rent it out for like, I don't know, 1,000 to like 1,200 ish, depending on the house. So that's one thing. But then you can also always sell that house to a family, right? Because there's always going to be people in that first-time home buyer price range, right, from 100 to 150. So even though you're probably, if you're looking at rentals, you want to, like me, buy them and hold them forever, it's still important to look at those things, right? Because those houses are usually way more desirable, and you always want to have an exit plan just in case, right? So I'd much rather sell a house that's a 3-bed, 1-bath, and all the other things I listed, compared to a 2-bed, 1-bath, because I know that 3-bed, 1-bath is going to sell way faster, right? And rent way better, and everything way better, right? So what makes the best rental? Obviously, cash flow, good location, great property management, like ourselves, and making sure you buy the right house, that you have multiple exit strategies on it, right? Not just one. Make it a rental, make it an Airbnb, make it whatever. The house should be able to make you money as an Airbnb, as a rental, as a flip, as anything you want it to do, right? That